This is the K95.3 Sports Show podcast, brought to you by The Fan Zone in Wilmer's Candy Mall.
Welcome to the K95.3 Sports Show podcast. My name is Beau. I am your host. As usual, if you like what you hear, please hit the subscribe button. If you're on your cell phone listening, hit the bell next to it, and that'll give you push notifications every time a new episode is dropped every Wednesday. Also, thank you to the Fan Zone for sponsoring the sports show. We appreciate you guys doing that. And please get into the Candy Mall and check out what they have to offer. Also, with the whole free agency, NFL free agency here coming up, next Monday is the start of the quote-unquote tampering period for the NFL free agency, with the actual being able to sign on Wednesday afternoon. So since I record Tuesday night and release Wednesday morning, if anything big comes up during next week, we will come back in again, and I'll just do a quick little 5 to 10 minute video with Jeremy Goulet, our office manager, to kind of update as the week goes on. So if there's anything big that goes on, I will jump on and do a quick little spiel and to talk about what happened. So, but meanwhile, we'll start talking right now was what we know as of right now at this time on Tuesday evening on the 5th. What is it, the 5th? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Sir. Tuesday evening on the 5th. What we know so far. So I'll get into my guests. I brought in my brother-in-law, DJ. So it's been a while since you've been on him. Welcome back, DJ.
Thank you.
And in the other seat, I got my dad, Rolf Stanfus. So, Rolf, how's it going?
Good evening, Beau.
Okay.
This ain't the 1930s.
Yeah, that's just kind of a weird, uncomfortable welcome, but thank you. Let's jump right into it here. Before we set up some of the free agencies, I want to talk about just our cap space as a whole. Right now, we're right about $5.5 million in cap space, just under that. So, obviously, if we want to make any kind of moves in free agency, we're going to have to free up some space. So, let's talk about some people who might be let go, who we might have a contract extension or restructures with. I'll kind of start off. I think we all kind of are kind of assuming that Sendejo's gone.
Oh yeah,
right.
I agree.
Yeah, I believe. I would. Yes, I do.
The way Anthony Harrison Curse played last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Harris stepping up and Curse doing a great job when they had the three safeties out there and him playing more in kind of a slot role type thing. I think Sendejo's gone. That frees up $5.5 million, and there's no penalty because this is last year. So we're already up to $10 million. So look at that. Isn't that fast? Look at that.
Yeah, you want to see some more?
Brzezinski, watch out. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. Sure. We trade Trey Waynes and you drop another $9 million up on that.
Yeah.
But I'm not excited about that.
Yeah, DJ brought that up just before you got here. And yeah, I would almost rather keep Waynes over Rhodes if we had to trade somebody. I think I mentioned to him too, if Hughes would have gone down with his injury last year, I think Waynes would have been gone.
I would agree with that because of...
And then Alexander stepping up after Hughes went down. So, so there's the plus and the negative. You know, Hughes went down, Alexander stepped up, but now we might have to sit on Waynes' contract for 1 year.
Though, looking at some of the mock drafts out there, not many cornerbacks are going in the first round. So if we go,
I'm sure we'll grab a cornerback.
Well, I agree, but I mean, a lot of them are looking like they're in Mike Zimmer's scheme. So I can see us trading Trey Waynes, moving Hughes into the starting role, and then drafting another one. Because Alexander didn't really impress me as much as I wanted to last year.
Yeah, no,
I don't know. I thought he stepped up pretty good last year. I thought he looked a lot better than he has in the years
second
past.
Half of the year, definitely.
Yeah, second half, yes. But he filled in it fairly well.
Yes.
I'm really lukewarm on trading Trey. Boy, that's TTs. But I would say Xavier Rhodes, even though I like them both. I think they could do something different to keep Trey. And, of course, Rhodes, he's not he just got extensions, so we got him signed. But I'm trying to decide which one has got the more valuable out there, and I'm thinking it's probably Rhodes at this point.
Yeah, and and what I like about Trey is that he's improved every year.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love.
And
is that you can tell he really cares about improving and getting better. Because I remember the first year we were like, oh my God, he looks totally lost. Here's a first round pick, and he doesn't look like he even belongs on the field. But the second year, you're like, okay, there's the third. All right, there you go. And the fourth, there we go. So I mean, he's getting better and better, and that's what I do like about him. And so I mean, we'll see what happens. I could see him going neither on those.
Yeah,
I think those are the distant
Yeah.
chances. I don't think that's like 1A for releasing current players. Sendejo's 1A is number one. He's gone for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think that's 2, 3, or 4 option. What comes to my mind also is with Rudolph. I think I'd be fine with them. Me, I've been a little bit more of a critic. I just feel like, I mean, he's a solid tight end, but I just feel like he's underperformed for what he should.
They don't use him like they should.
That too,
And you've heard me say that too in the past, that they don't use him as much as they should have, and I'm kind of lukewarm on him too. What year is he in?
No, this is his last year.
Last year.
So
okay.
so he's
worth $7.6 million. I think.
Yep,
There's a
and
cap.
he's 29. So
Yeah.
my guess is they will restructure. They'll sign him for another 2 years, 2 to 3 years. That'll get him into his 32, 33 years old, and then bring that $7.5 million. Structure it into bonuses and signing bonus, and maybe his base salary for this year would only be $2-3 million, and the rest will go to his bonus. So he'll still get his money. It'll just come differently. So we could
up to 13 mil.
Yeah, you could add like plus $3 to $4 million there. So we'll say $13-14 million right there with him. Now, if you ask me, if there's somebody, let's hold on. Let's jump into another person that everybody I think wants to be released, but might not be. Remmers.
Yep. And he's like a $5-6 million too.
He is what I love. It's for anybody whoever is listening, whoever wants to hear or wants to look at online, and you want to go contracts, and you want to see contracts from different teams, players, leagues, whatever it is, baseball, football, basketball, hockey, and more. Go to spotrac.com, spotrac.com. They have it broken down so well. Every year, every team, every player, what it costs. Like here, let's just go through here with Remmers, what they have on here for him. If we release him by June 1st, we will save $4.5 million. But we'd have 1.8. We put 1.8 cap hit. So that the cap hit will be 1.8. So we'll lose that. But then we'll also lose 1.2 million cap hit next year, and we'll have 600,000 cap hit the next year. Now, the one thing the Vikings have been great at is not having huge cap hits. They're actually like under $500,000 in total cap hits for this year as of right now. So that's actually very good, I feel, for
a lot of teams have at least 2-3 mil in cap hits.
Exactly.
Each year.
So maybe we can afford to add the 1.8 million cap hit, but freeing up $4.5 million.
Yeah.
So I really think Remmers is gone, because I don't. If we're going to draft a guard, and if we're going to really search for a guard on free agents, I mean, and we got till 6/1 too.
Yep.
So
we can wait till after the draft to see what we got.
So I'm almost going to kind of say yes, we're going to get rid of him. So let's add another 4.5. We're looking at 17 to 18 million right now. I think another person that might be before we touch Waynes or Rhodes, Griffin.
Yep.
I agree on that one too.
Whether we trade or we restructure or release him. But once again, he's signed through 2022.
But his cap hit is 1.2 this year.
But we're saving 10.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a
lot of money.
Almost 11.
That's
almost 11.
That's
I think.
worth.
That's Richardson. If you want Richardson, that's a starting guard. If you want a starting guard.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, okay. I got you. We're going the wrong direction here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I mean, if you release, but like I said, that's 1.2. So I mean, if we do that and Remmers, I mean, we're gonna have $3 million in dead cap space this year, and we're gonna have $2 million next year, $1 million the year after that, and then nothing for for Everson his last year. So that's the thing. We might do that, but we would free up $10 million. That'd be a lot of money. Let me see how it bases. I think it depends on trade. If we trade, same amount.
Yep.
All this is before 6-1. After 6-1, we would save more, and we'd have extra money added to the cap hits this year and next year. God, I love this website. It just breaks it down. Much information.
And you got to be thinking of next year too, because Treadwell is going to be gone after this year, no doubt about it.
Yeah, so that'll
frees
up $2 million.
$3.
And of course, we can't releasing him this year would be a waste.
It would be a waste because it would take too big of a hit.
Yeah, it'd almost be rather just have him sit and play his couple snaps a game.
Yep.
So that's, I mean, we have a chance to free up, anywhere from 12 to 15 million before we even talk about Waynes or Rhodes. I don't necessarily. So let's take a look at that. That would go into free agent. That go into free agent guards or other free agents, depending on what it actually looks like. It's going to end up. How the market's actually going to lay out for us. So let's go to the Vikings free agents. I got a list here. We'll just kind of go down it and let me know what you guys think. Try to keep, or release. We'll say try to keep because we don't know for sure. Yeah. So try to keep or release. Trevor Siemian.
Release.
Bye. Sorry.
I think we're gonna try to keep him. I won't mind if he's gone.
I don't know what else. Well, there's other quarterbacks out there, but then you're going to pay.
Yeah.
I think he'd be a good
coming
back.
over. Yeah. Didn't Kubiak coach him? Was he gone in Denver before Kubiak?
Yeah, I think
Kubiak came from Denver. He was just in Denver.
Yeah, but I don't think.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's 2 or 3 years ago.
That was in.
I
don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
he might have had some with him too. So I don't know. I think, like I said, I think they're going to try as long as he's not asking for a ton of money. And I don't think there's a huge free agent market for Trevor Siemian.
No, I don't think
He'll
so.
get like the.
He'll be a backup.
minimum.
He'll be a backup.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
So that'll be interesting. Amir Abdullah.
Goodbye.
I think
he's gone because I think we've got
with Rock
and what's the other
Boone.
guy? Boone, yeah, Rock and Boone. God, why am I forgetting those names already?
Yeah,
Rock and Boone.
I'm
talking Vikings. But we've got those two guys.
I think it all depends on how much he's asking for.
That too. I think if he goes out and doesn't get anything.
Exactly, because we do need special teams.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because Sherrills is going to be gone.
I think so too. He is on my list. So since you brought him up, let's just go ahead and talk about him. I don't know. Even though he was actually playing defensive back for the first time in Zimmer's system because we had so many injuries last year. I don't know.
He's too. He's too small.
Yeah.
He's way too small.
Yeah, I mean he's great
for corner.
Once again, it depends what he's going. Are we going to pay all that? But he's great special teams, and that's the thing. If who's our top special teams players? He's 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
So Curse I think is
Curse is one there. He's number 1 or 2. Curse.
But there's a player right there that will fold that. So once again, I think it's going to depend on money. But I do think he's gone.
Yeah, I think.
If I had to gun to my head, I think he might be gone. So we talked about Abdullah, Murray, Latavius is gone.
Yes,
definitely because he wants to start. Yeah.
I don't think we need to talk more about Murray about that. Let's go to. I'll wait on this one. Let's go to Rashard Hill.
Gone.
I don't know. It depends on depth. Once again, we'd be looking at him as depth. We'd be telling him, hey, you're coming in as our backup tackle. Because he can play both. And yes, I agree, he's been off and on.
That was horrible.
But once again, it depends
I thought he was anyway.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah,
On a scale of 1 to 10, he was maybe a 2.
Yeah.
A 2.
He played like a
-1.
He played like a 4 occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he saw cheeseburgers on the end of the field.
Yeah, that's right.
So-
I would maybe tend to go with you, Beau, on that. That's a good backup if somebody's hurt for a while. I just don't want to see him in there a lot because he totally.
Yeah,
I just think there's too
people ran
much
around
depth in the draft to see him stay.
That too. Depends how heavy you want to go on the draft and who on free agency.
Yep.
Tom Compton,
Gone.
he's probably gone. Once again, it depends if he wants to come back cheap for backup. I mean, if he thinks he's going to get a starting job, then we're not going to take him back. So he's probably gone. Nick Easton,
Keep.
Well,
think
they'll keep him.
I think so.
I hope
but
he comes back after his injury. But
that's the thing. I've heard not good things about, and it's his neck.
Yeah.
And it's his neck thing. I haven't heard good things. Like I've heard several times possible career ending on that.
I've seen that too.
So that's my question on him, is what we're gonna see.
If
See
you
what
come
that
back for veteran minimum,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, it's maybe a prove it contract.
Yep.
Yeah.
Brett Jones, the guy we traded for from the Giants, I think he's gone because he just never played last year.
No.
Even with that horrible line, he never cracked the lineup. So I think he's
Didn't he
gone.
play guard for a little bit, though?
he did. Yep.
At the beginning of the year until why am I okay? Jeez, I'm totally out of it now.
Yeah, well, I can't think of him either. I'm talking
Our
about
center,
Pat Elfline.
Elfline. There you
Elfline
go.
came
Jeez,
back, yeah.
Yeah, he played until Elfline because he played center.
Oh, that's right. He did, didn't he?
Elfline.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
I got a center in the free agent we're gonna get.
there you go. Tom Johnson.
I still
we need
really,
that veteran presence.
If
When
he's
we lost
fine being
Robinson,
if he's fine, what he did being a backup again,
I would think so.
I want to keep him.
Yep.
when we
'Cause that's
lost
what he's like.
Robinson last year, until he came back, our defensive line was good, but it still seemed like they were a little bit lost at times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I would still like to keep him.
He wanted to leave to try as a starter, and he couldn't make it as a starter. He's a great rotation guy.
Yes.
Yep.
I will take him any day as a rotation guy. Any
Yep.
day. So I think we keep him. Let's go to Anthony Harris. Oh, I forgot to mention that Rashard Hill's actually restricted. So that might make him keep us.
Yeah.
That might make us have to keep him.
Yeah.
Unless somebody goes after him. So that's one thing right there. Anthony Harris also restricted. Obviously, we're going to sign him.
Yep.
Because of it. Hopefully, he's not too expensive now. Hopefully, he's not like.
I don't
"Hey,
think
had a
he
good
will."
One season.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
season.
3/4 of his season.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of get tired of the NFL because one guy has just a great season and they sign him. They
What
put
we could
gold,
do-
put gold in front of him. And all
What
of
we
a sudden,
could do is like what a lot of teams have been doing with players that have a good season, just have a prove-it contract and then have an option for a second season.
Yeah, maybe do a 2-year club option.
Yep.
Club option type thing. I'd be cool with that. Let's see, George Iloka.
Gone.
He's gone because he never did anything. How disappointment was that?
wow.
Disappointing was that?
Yeah, I was really disappointed in that, and I think Zimmer was too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. So let's go to some of the bigger names finally. Dan Bailey, kicker.
Yeah.
I
don't-
think he's actually gone. I don't know. I think it'll go both ways. There's a chance for both.
It's a 50-50. It
I would-
depends on how much you ask for.
And I would be okay keeping him. I would
Yes.
be okay keeping him.
What kind of kickers are out there available? Are you going to have to draft one or what?
Yeah, Gostkowski. Gostkowski's hitting the free agent market as of right now.
Yeah, but he'll be expensive.
Yeah, and that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Is what's the price going to be? And to tell you the
Yeah.
truth, I don't know what kind of
I don't know.
what
I don't
we have
know
out
if
there for kickers.
I don't know if Bailey can demand a lot either. What is he? He's 32, 30.
That doesn't
Oh.
mean crap anymore.
Well,
Yeah, Vinatieri's 45.
well, I know.
But then he's arguably the best
I'm
kicker of all time. So
I'm 71, and I could be
that's
still
not Dan
kicking.
Bailey.
Right? Okay.
I would like to see that.
I would too.
So I don't know.
5-yard field goal.
Yeah, I don't know who's out there. I know Gould was franchised, so
Yep.
he's completely gone.
Well, what's the guy from? Oh shoot, what was his name again? I just saw
Which
it.
team?
Just a minute. I gotta think. The guy that was.
Hold on, I'm getting there. I'm finding. I was on the wrong website that I was looking.
I
free
can't.
kickers.
Oh, I can't.
See. Well, Lutz is a free agent from Saints. Once again, that'll be expensive. Mm-hmm. Josh Lambo's out there. Gostkowski, Matt Bryant is a free agent. There's a lot of big name,
The guy with
older
Yep.
kickers. Vinatieri, he signed though, didn't he? No, yeah, he signed. He signed. Fairbairn,
Kai Fairbairn.
Kayamia, whatever. Yeah, from the Texans. Kai
who was
Forbath.
who was the one who was let go?
Which
Which one?
The guy that missed like 5.
Cody Parkey.
The
Parky, yeah.
the
They said
Bears.
yeah.
The Bears guy.
They
who
let him,
kept
they
him-
got rid of him.
Yep. He's a free agent. Phil Dawson, Janikowski.
But
So yeah, there's actually quite a few names. So I think they're going to do their due diligence. There's a surprisingly amount of names.
Well,
If-
Bailey kind of disappointed me last year too. I just didn't think he had the real big leg for. Well, he was kicking off too, so it just seemed like he didn't get it in the end zone as much as as our former kicker did.
Like I said, I'd be fine if we don't sign him. I'll be fine if we do sign him. That's where I kind of sit with Bailey.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah, just get me a kicker that doesn't break my
Well,
heart
that's
again.
kind of
That makes
difficult
kicks.
nowadays.
Yeah, it's been bad for years. I feel like it's gotten worse.
Ever since they moved that extra points back.
Yeah. All right, so let's go on to Aldrich Robinson. I don't know what's going to happen there. I think I'm going to talk more about the wide receiver position when we talk potential free agents.
Yep.
And we gotta get onto that here pretty soon.
Okay.
Actually, no, who's gone? No, that's coming up here. So we'll talk about that here a little bit more with Aldrich Robinson because I think that's a key position, and where we might dip into free agency if we're going to dip into free agency. Anthony Barr,
Gone.
I think he's gone.
There's no way. If we want to go in the offensive line in the free agency.
I'd be very surprised unless he gives like a very nice discount to us.
Which he might. I mean,
for a couple years
he's
or
been
something.
injured and he hasn't played his best, and he's been such bipolar there.
Yeah, exactly. I compared him a little bit to Wiggins last month or back in January.
Yep.
I can't remember who I was talking with at that, but I compared him to Wiggins for the T-Wolves, where he's got all the athletic ability, but he just sometimes takes time off. Not time off, but he just doesn't show up.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
definitely.
And that's very Wiggins.
Yeah, Nedrick on I think it was in the Sunday paper I was reading. He made a statement about how he got burned in the Rams game, and he kind of blamed. He didn't really blame him, but he admitted that he was on that one touchdown the touchdown that beat us.
Yep.
That he got caught covering the slot man when it should have been. Oh, it's the rookie we had.
Mike Hughes.
No, the other guy, the guy that played later.
Oh, Hill.
He was supposed to switch with Hill on that.
I think there was I think that was a lot of the problem. That's why you saw that really not happen the rest of the season as much. So I do agree it probably wasn't all his fault.
No.
But still, he still let it happen.
Yes, he did.
Well, that's
But I mean, he couldn't cover that running back for the whole time.
No. Yeah. So
Next.
yeah. So the last one we haven't talked about is Sheldon Richardson.
I would love to see us keep him,
he's
but
going to be tough to sign. I think he's going to want some money.
He got paid $8 million this year, so it's going to depend. I'm guessing he's going to want anywhere from 7 to 9.
I'd pay him 7 again. I would.
I would too, and
especially if they can get it into a lucrative deal, like with incentives, bonuses, stuff like that.
I feel he's a player that needs incentives. I feel like that he's that type of player.
He's one of those players, yes.
I think he'd come back for that. I think he'd go for 7 or 8 million again and do some incentives for him because he's an animal.
He is when he wants to be, and when he has someone like Linville there all the time.
Yeah, and that's the other one too. Linville's going to come back too. So, and what's he? He's a
he's got a year or two left.
He's got a year or two left. He signed an extension a couple of years ago.
Just a minute. They have something on him in here. Just a minute. Let me see it. Go ahead. Keep talking. I'll find it. Oh, they're talking about maybe he may have to restructure his contract.
Yeah,
he's got some more space.
Yeah, that's true. That could be a restructure. He's $10 million.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially at his age.
They even thrown in your man, Mr. Harrison, too, that he may have to restructure to get some more. And depends how bad these guys want to still play for Zimmer, and I think they do.
They do. I agree.
And I think I believe Zimmer wants to keep this group as much as possible. I don't think he is too excited about drafting an offensive lineman, but
he's going to have to.
He's going to have to. I think.
Yeah,
he's
got to learn to change with the times.
Linville's 30 this year, and he's got 3 more years after this. So the restructuring would have to be very interesting.
Yep.
Because you're usually adding years on when you restructure.
Yep.
Not the same amount of years and just moving money, but you can.
But it might be because he came from New York, and if they didn't like him then, especially with a guy, I believe Tom Coughlin was still there.
I don't know why they let him go.
Yeah. Exactly. So I mean,
missed the boat on that one. Thank you.
From us.
So maybe he's willing to have a hometown kind of discount too.
Yeah, like I said, I do feel that they do all love Zimmer and that they're willing to pay or get paid a little bit less and to be able to play with him.
Yeah,
he's got that kind of a coaching mentality that people are very loyal to him.
The site I'm on for the top 50 free agents, you know who's number 8? Sheldon Richardson.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's why I say that 7 or 8, 9 million might be even tough for him. But I think
I wouldn't be surprised.
so
And
how
actually,
bad he wants to play for Zimmer. I
and-
think that's what it is.
And defensive tackle is super deep in
Yep.
free agent
Yep.
and in the draft this year.
Yep. Defensive ends, there's a lot in there too.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not surprised.
Yeah, no, it's it's gonna be interesting to see. So now, speaking of free agents, other NFL free agents, let's talk about where we want to kind of go with some other ones. Let's jump right in first. Well, let's since I brought up Aldrick Robinson in the third wide receiver spot, let's talk about that. It'll be interesting to see if they want to stick. If they want to just kind of stick with BB as maybe a third, or if they want to give Zylstra a shot at third, or because Treadwell releasing him, if he's like his last chance, they're just going to trot him out there. I don't know what they're going to do. I liked Aldrick Robinson because he caught touchdowns, but
That's about all he did.
yeah, nothing really else was like, ooh.
I mean,
Give that guy a 3-year contract.
Treadwell was down in the trenches, even though he dropped a few passes last year.
Great blocker.
He's a great blocker. He's
Yep.
willing to block, which is you don't see that much in wide receivers
No, they
nowadays.
don't. Oh, you don't.
And so, looking at the free agent wide receivers, there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them, yes.
But
Yeah,
a couple of them that popped out to me.
There's one that
Randall Cobb.
they think that they're going to
That might be
sign.
interesting.
The Packers are going to go after Golden Tate. is
Yeah,
what they're
that'd
Yes.
be nice to go tape, but I think he's going to
He's going to
money.
want too much money.
Yeah, I think so too.
Even though he had to have been a little humbled a little bit in Philly because he disappeared.
yeah,
He wasn't
Philly.
the mainstay as he was in Detroit.
Yeah, he dropped off significantly in his stats. So that might have made him a little cheaper.
That
Crabtree.
How about
Crabtree being
Humphreys?
released
Humphreys out of Tampa
from
Bay too.
Baltimore.
Yep.
I'd take a shot at Michael Crabtree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing that, but it depends on
Once
how
again,
much
cost.
he's going to want.
Yeah.
One
Once again,
person,
another humbling year.
Yeah. Yeah.
one person I would like to see back in Minnesota is Patterson. We do
Cornell?
need a special teamer, and he's been great.
If we
can get him cheap,
if Sherrills is gone,
and yeah,
maybe get Patterson back in, and yeah, he did. I mean,
They used him.
Yeah, I'm torn.
because when we let him go, we didn't see the amount of special teams
Yeah.
we did. Even though Sherrills was okay, it was good. He had a 1 or 2 year span, but
Yeah.
Patterson was.
Yeah, maybe if they get rid of Sherrills and they just want one special teams person like that, maybe. But I don't know. I'm torn on that. I feel because we did let him go before that we're okay not bringing him back.
Mm-hmm.
That's my guess. But I don't. Like I said, I don't know. I got that Garcon. Oh, how much will Garcon cost?
He's 30. He's 33.
Once again, we don't need,
Yeah, no.
was that what do we need to plug? Do we want to plug in a third wide receiver, or do we feel so solid with our top 2 wide receivers that we're okay just having these young players like Beebe or Zylstra playing at the third wide receiver spot? That we're gonna, I feel that towards the end of the season that Thielen and Diggs were taken away a little bit easier than they were at the beginning of the season, and
Yep.
where a good third wide receiver
Well,
would really
that's-
taken advantage of that. So that's my question there.
Yeah.
Another
That's
one
that's
he
why-
brought up, Adam Humphries from
Yeah.
Tampa, that
Yeah.
was
he was.
emerging with Fitzpatrick.
Yep.
Yep.
So if we can get another one in, and he's like a Cole Beasley, a Wes Welker, a Julian Edelman. So
Yeah, we've got to get. I really.
and he's young enough. He's 26.
I like Zylstra. I like BB, but I just think we
We
need.
didn't see enough out of him.
We need a name in there that brings a little fear into the defense, so that Thielen and Diggs can get a little more or less coverage, double
just
coverage. So
just somebody who can step up
Yep.
when they are being well covered.
Yep.
That makes a huge difference.
Well, and
And
then
in
you
all,
brought up
all fairness to Zylstra, he wasn't even ever put in there enough
No.
to even
Yeah,
see
he
anything.
wasn't. Yeah.
So BB was in there. He looked good in that one game, and then that was the last I ever saw him.
Josh Brown from the Ravens. Any
That-
interest? I mean, he's got speed.
he's got the speed. He's
'Cause, I
one
mean-
of the fastest out there. Still.
Yep. Let's see. Yeah, Humphreys on there. Like I said, I don't
There's
know.
Demarius Thomas. He got injured, but
I think he's going to want.
He's gonna want too much,
I
yeah.
think so. I think so.
Oh, you also got.
Trying to think of people who didn't like Moncrief. Moncrief went down because he went from Andrew Luck to the
Blake Bortles.
Yeah, the Jackson.
He had that one good game, and then
Yeah,
Chris
so
Connolly.
That might be not a bad one.
Chris Connolly.
But there's
tall
a
and
lot of
lanky.
options. The wide receiver
It's-
pool is
there's
deep
a
as
lot
it
of
usually is.
Yes.
It usually is a pretty deep. But yeah, like I said, you got Pierre Garcon down here. You got Chris Hogan.
How about Beasley from Dallas?
He wants too much. He wants
Yeah, I heard he wants
like 20 million.
Oh well,
Yeah, for
he
like 2
can go
years.
bye then.
Yeah.
He's no.
He's
Not much
good,
interest
but
in
not that good.
Well, let's jump to the guards.
To the guards.
To the guards. The guards.
Yeah, let's jump to the
Our
guards.
guards.
And there's a
And
guy from Jacksonville that I thought they're talking pretty good about. That Sheffield.
no, that's
L.A.
L.A.
Rams.
He's from Rams.
Oh, never mind.
But yeah, he's. I think.
Wrong guy.
Yeah, Roger.
AJ something or another.
AJ Kane.
Yeah, guard from Jackson. That's the one.
Okay, yeah. They said he had kind of up and down career,
But
but he
he's
struggled last year, but could rebound. He has lots of starting experience, so he's got experience, and he's young. He's 27.
Yep.
So that, I mean, to tell you the truth, that almost sounds like the type of thing the Vikings will do because he is.
He had a bad year, and we can get him.
Might be cheaper. Yeah, it might be cheaper because I mean, Samfeld is by far the number one guy
yes.
out there, and he's getting.
He's
he
going to
got
get paid
8
like a superstar.
He got paid just a little over $8 million this year.
And the way he
So-
manhandled
or no,
Jalen Smith and
Exactly, 8 million.
Vander Hosh.
So I bet you he's going to get 10 at least,
Oh, he's going to get paid like a
if not
superstar.
more. If not more. So I have a feeling he's going to be too rich for our blood. It'd be nice.
So you think the Vikings got to get really excited about free agency for the O-line because maybe the draft is not that solid for it? Or what do you think?
No, it's.
I think we're
Or
just
you
gonna,
think it's more solid? You
I-
think the draft is more solid to go for?
the draft is pretty deep at tackle. There's a lot of tackles, solid tackles that are top end
small.
talent, but that are good for guards.
Yeah,
I've had a lot of
they're
people that say
size.
tackle guard combinations.
Okay.
Yep.
But
'Cause I
but
haven't looked at the
traditional
draft people
traditional
at all.
guards that were guards in college. It's actually not that deep, but there's a lot of tackles that people say would be better guards
Yep.
in the NFL compared to in college. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see because I mean we've got once again there's a handful of guards out there,
Yep.
and you know I will say I'm surprised we haven't seen any restructuring or anything like that yet from the Vikes. I thought we'd start seeing something right now.
I think they're going to wait until Monday, probably.
I mean, yeah, because I mean, if you're going to want to free up some space by Monday,
Yes.
plain and simple. So I mean, Sendejo should be gone, and we should start restructuring like the Rudolphs and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm interested to see what happens in leading into next week's podcast, which we'll talk and break down whatever does happen with them at that point. And you know, I don't know. Is there any other free agent? Do you really think we're going to go after any other big? I don't think there's any other big name free agents we're going to go after.
Maybe a
why does-
tackle.
Maybe.
Don't you think they're gonna look at a
It
center?
depends. It depends what they're going to do with Reef because they keep talking about moving him to guard, which you know worked so well for Remmers last year, moving a tackle to guard. So
Because
I don't-
if
You
you
think
look
we're-
at that, then if you move Remmers to guard, I mean, if we have Reef,
Well, no, we move
Reef to guard, we have two guards then. We have Brian O'Neill at tackle. Then we only need to draft or sign one,
Yeah.
which could free up some space to go after other needs,
yeah.
like defensive tackle, maybe a cornerback, definitely a linebacker.
I think we'll definitely sign a defensive tackle in free agency, but I don't think it'll be a top end. I
No.
think it'll be a
Oh.
second tier,
Yep, as usual. I mean,
Well, they got that Trent Brown from New
unless
England.
Richardson doesn't.
but I don't know about Trent Brown because you had Tom Brady there. He's always quick at the release. He didn't get sacked much in that system, so
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be fun. I think we'll each. You know, the news was going pretty fast already. So by the time I release this tomorrow morning, who knows? We might be just
So you
pissing
don't,
in the
think, you
wind.
don't think we'll look at any centers out there for Elfline because he was such kind of sucked this year?
I feel. I'm not
He
going
didn't
to
really
say
suck, but he just
Yeah,
was-
I'm not going to say that Elfline. I agree. I think he was just okay.
yeah.
But I feel he would benefit from better guard play on the side of
Yes.
him.
Yeah, I would
Definitely.
agree to that too. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
so a
So
little more consistency.
I feel we would not go after a center unless they feel like because I mean Elfline can play guard too. I believe didn't he? Wasn't he a guard center?
Yep.
Yep.
So maybe we do go after a center if there's a cheaper center than a guard that they like better. Maybe they'll go after center and move him to guard.
Yeah, the one
That's a possibility.
the one I was reading up is the guard. Ooh, the center from Kansas City.
Mitch Morris.
More, yeah.
He got
So
an
he hasn't-
extension.
Did he really?
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
Give me a quick second here.
Because he hasn't given up a sack since 2015. So I thought,
Yeah,
hey,
that'd be nice.
yeah. So
Let's see. Let me go on the.
I didn't
settings
see
here.
that was
no,
on.
no. I don't
You
think
didn't?
No.
Okay.
So
His
that,
website doesn't have
out of
him
all
on
the
yet.
centers I've seen out there as far as free agents, I thought it sounded like he was the.
Said he's better at passing than Rush.
Yep.
Well,
So
that
that's
makes
good.
sense.
Only
I mean,
27. Yeah, he might be spendy.
I mean, that makes sense.
They got him listed as number 2 on here for centers.
Yep. I know he's at the. That's why I said he's really towards the top. Then there's the other guy from Denver too, but he broke his leg and he's 30 years old. I don't know.
Yeah,
Matt
he's
Paradis.
Yep.
Paradis.
Yeah, he's the number 1 on this website
Oh, yeah.
for free agent centers.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Well, it's like I said, it's gonna be interesting to see what the next week entails and where we go from here. But I mean, I do like our ideas that we kind of came up. Keeping Easton, keeping Tom Johnson, keeping Anthony Harris. The possibility of keeping Bailey or Simeon or Robinson, depending on what they want for depth. Some of the top names leaving possibility. It's in the restructuring. I think we hit it pretty solid on what we hope could happen. And like I said, if we can somehow get close to 20 million, I mean, I think we'll pick up one big name possibly at either the guard or maybe even linebacker position.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Well,
maybe
yeah,
a free
if you let-
free
yeah.
agent linebacker.
Yeah.
But the draft is pretty deep. No, linebacker isn't deep for draft. I heard actually.
Well, Wilson did a great job filling in.
A lot of people
I
have
think.
been liking Eric
like him.
Wilson.
Oh,
I would
I-
like to see some depth though, because
we're
Yeah.
definitely drafting linebacker. I feel
yeah,
so
because there's not
it's-
much out there for the free agency.
Hey, I noticed on the guards that Alex Boone's up there. The Rhino's back on the free agent.
Yeah.
Hey, I can an autographed football by
Yeah,
him.
so do I.
did I.
Hey.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
you're with us too.
Yeah, it's not worth much.
No, I was going to scratch it off and put somebody else's name on it, or try and get it washed off and do it. Have somebody else sign it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, just paint over it.
Yeah.
But so free agency start next week. This is the first step of the off season. It'll be interesting to see what the Vikes do. Like I said, I don't think they're going to be too aggressive, but I think they're still going to do something. So
Well, they had never. I don't know.
A Minnesota team's never been much into free agency.
Spielman's
last
never made a real big splash in free agency, so maybe this is his year.
Here and there, yeah.
Well, they not.
I mean, obviously Cousins last year.
Yeah, that was
Well,
a big
yeah.
one.
Well, yeah. That's
Boone was a big
that.
get.
That made up for about 5 years
Yeah.
at $85 million.
Yeah. So we'll see how the rest of the next week goes, and we'll just wrap it up now and just kind of a wait and see, and hopefully we'll see if any of our predictions work out. And
Just get a line for Cousins. Get him some blocking so the poor guy doesn't have to
Run
just
for his
run
life.
for his life or
Yeah.
so he can step up in the pocket instead of.
So he can actually
Scrunched.
show us what he has.
Yeah,
instead
I
of
know he's got
trying
it.
to
He's got it.
improvising.
I don't. There's a lot of Cousin haters out there, but
They don't know.
I'm in
football.
love with him.
yeah, like I said, it's the beginning of I think the beginning of last year was what he did last year at the beginning is what he could possibly do with
Yeah.
this.
Especially that LA
because he
game.
wasn't getting
Yeah.
because he wasn't getting beat on, and he just got beat on so much that he just
So he got nervous.
yeah, exactly. So that hurt him. So
Man.
I agree. Offensive line, we'll see what happens. We'll make sure you guys check in next week. Next week's episode. Remember, also next week we'll be going, if any surprises after the next week's episode is, any signings or releases, we will come and we will do a quick 5 to 10 minute episode. So make sure you check those out. Also, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, comment if you disagree with some of the takes we had today. Comment, and we'll comment. I'll comment back to you, and let's go back and forth a little bit. Let's make this interactive a little bit. So, thank you, DJ. Thank you,
Skol Vikings.
Dad, for coming in, and let's hope for a successful free agency for our Minnesota Vikings. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you guys all next week.